This is James 4 and 4. Ye adulterers and adulteresses, know ye not that the friendship of the world is enmity with Yahweh? Whosoever therefore will be a friend of the world is the enemy of Yahweh. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakak with us. Yahweh to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutation to you, Akim, pushing this word with true sincerity, with charity, presenting your bodies as a living sacrifice. We are ready to live. Salute you. All right, so I just want to go into this lesson. It's based off something me and one of the brothers in my camp was talking about. Basically that if you like this place, I don't like you, nigga. If you like this place, I don't like you. All right, okay, because this place is nothing but confusion. You know, um, I have to get it. Yes, I have to get it. Job, Job 10 and 20. Are not my days few? Cease then and let me alone, that I may take comfort a little. Before I go whence I shall not return, even to the land of darkness and the shadow of death. Right, and this is the valley of the shadow of death, man. And the land of a land of darkness, as darkness itself, and of the shadow of death, without any order, where the light is as darkness. Okay, so this is that land of confusion. All right, this is Babylon, mystery Babylon. All right, the great effect. And this is Revelations 12 and 4. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. Right? So yeah, this place is full of nothing but filth, man. You know, um, it says in the book of um, Psalms, he delivered me out of a horrible pit, man, out of the miry clay, man. This is the dunghill, man. All right. The scripture says he lifted up the beggar from the dunghill. Because spiritually we being lifted up out of this place, man. All right, spiritually, Yahweh Shemiah Shai is causing us to it's causing us to dwell in heavenly places. All right. And they got a saying in the world, free your mind and your ass will follow. All right. So our mind and our spirit is not here, but we're still down here. As the Lord said, who's that? He said, I pray, yeah, that was the Lord said that. I pray that you don't take them out of the world, but that you keep them from the evils thereof, roughly paraphrasing, man. So we're down here in this shit, and we're going to be down here in this shit, all right? We're going to be here for all of it, all right? Until the Lord deems otherwise, whether it be by death or deliverance, And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots, the mother of harlots. And the scripture says, as is the mother, so is the daughter, man. And abominations of the earth. All right. This is the most filthiestness, abominiousness place that, and this is the last, because what the scripture says, hold on. Revelations 18 and 2, and he cried, I started 1. And after these things I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, in the cage of every unclean and hateful bird. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. And the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and Yahweh have remembered her iniquities, man. The Lord's going to destroy this place, man. You know? And all that cup of abomination and filth, these other nations have been drinking of that, man. All right, Scripture says, therefore the nations are mad, man. You know, because they drank of that, man. You know, now they're being destroyed, man. You know, family structures are being destroyed, man. The foundations of everything, Scripture says all the foundations are out of course. You know, and this is an era that proceedeth of the ruler, man. You know. So if you love this place, what it says, trust and right, yeah. If you trust in this place, man, hey, like they say, you deserve each other. This is Isaiah 30 and 12. Wherefore thus saith the Holy One of Israel, because ye despise this word and trust in oppression and perverseness, right? This place is, you know, it doesn't push anything but filth and perverseness, man. And stay thereon, right? You refuse to let it go, man. Well, you get to go down with the ship, man. Like the Titanic, man. All right, therefore this iniquity shall be to you as a breach ready to fall, swelling out in a high wall, whose breaking cometh suddenly at an instant. So the Lord's gonna catch you, you know, as Scripture says, as the beasts, roughly paraphrasing, are snared in an evil net, so are the wicked snared in an evil time, man. You know, it's gonna come upon you unawares, man, because you're not watching. You guys aren't paying attention. You niggas ain't paying attention, man. You know, you partying and having fun, you know, and you're not paying attention to what's going on, man. And he shall break it as the breaking of the potter's vessel that is broken in pieces. He shall not spare, so that there shall not be found in the bursting of it a sherd to take fire from the hearth, or to take water withal out of a pit. Hey, I'm thinking about that, you know, the nursery rhyme we heard when we was a kid, man. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All right, all the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put that nigga back together again, man. You know, and, you know, he was on a wall and shit and fucking around, and he was he's like an egg, man. You know. And that's what this place is gonna be like, man. You know, once it's shattered, the Lord's gonna shatter it, and there's not gonna be no fixing it, man. All right, you know, nobody's gonna continue this place. Nobody's gonna grab the driver's seat, man. I think about what it says Ezekiel was talking about the old Babylon. It says, "Let no lot fall upon it, man." You know, but this Babylon is, you know, you know, this Babylon is gonna really resemble that, man. Because nobody's gonna, continue this place, man. Nobody's gonna want to buy this whore no more, man. Nobody's gonna want to pay for her services. You know, in the ancient world, when you had a harlot, man, she stuck around for a minute, man. You know, you know, and nobody's gonna want to deal with this whore, man. You know, or it says the king of the Medes who would not regard gold or silver, man. You know, the Lord's gonna put a spirit on Putin, man. You know, or whoever's in in his seat at the time. You know, just in case he get assassinated or something, whatever the fuck, or step down. You know, those neo Medes, they're gonna, they're gonna shoot missiles on this place, man, and so is everybody else, man. Scripture says the beast shall hate the whore, man, and eat her flesh and burn her with fire, man. You know. So if you trust in this place, you have. Oh no, wait. Right. This is Wisdom of Solomon 15:14. For neither did the mischievous inventions of men deceive us, nor an image spotted with diverse colors, the painter's fruitless labor. Right. You know, and the whole America itself is an idol, man. You know, when John saw that vision of that whore riding on that beast, man, he marveled after her, man. And the angel was like, "Hey, wait, why you marveling after this? This, let me tell you about this bitch, man. You know, you ain't gonna feel so hot over this chick after I tell you about it. You know, the sight whereof enticeth fools to lust after it, and so they desire the form of a dead image that have no breath. Both they that make them, they that, and it's talking about idols mainly, all right. But both they that make them, they that desire them, and they that worship them are lovers of evil things, and are worthy to have such things to trust in, right? And the scriptures talk about having idols set up in your heart. In America, trust in Babylon the Great is idolatry. Okay? America, the American dream, is a fucking idol, man. And a lot of men have this in their heart because they're what they're wondering after the beast, man. You know, because as the scripture says, everybody whose name's not written in this book, they're gonna marvel after this beast, man. They have nothing else to trust in. Right? I'll read the last part. It says, "And are worthy to have such things to trust upon." And what the scripture says, this is Proverbs 25:19. Confidence in an unfaithful man in time of trouble is like a broken tooth and a foot out of joint. Right? You're gonna fall, man. You know, scripture says, "He that helpeth shall fall, and he that's hoping shall fall, and they both shall fail together, man." All right. Let me get another one. Okay. Right. Yeah, this is Isaiah 36:6. Lo, thou trusteth in the staff of this broken reed on Egypt, right? And this is the Neo Egypt, right? The scripture says spiritually called Sodom and Egypt, right? In the book of Revelations. Lo, thou trusteth in the staff of this broken reed on Egypt, whereon if a man lean, it will go into his hand and pierce it. So was Pharaoh king of Egypt to all that trust in him, right? So, yeah, and that's alluding to that MOTB, man. All right, scripture says, "For the love of the money is the root of all evil, while some coveteth after have pierced themselves through with many sorrows." So you're going to be literally pierced, man. You that believe in this place, whose trust in this place, man. And whose trust is in this place, your trust is misplaced. All right? You know? Because even his system is not going to save him, man. Matter of fact, right. Yeah, this is Job. Read up a little bit. 8. Shall not they, yeah, Job 8:10. Shall not they teach thee and tell thee and utter words out of their heart? Can the rush grow up without mire? Can the flag grow without water? Whilst it is yet in its greenness and not cut down, it withereth before any other herb. right? And the scriptures talk about if they do these things in the green tree, what should be done in the dry, man. All right, and you guys are crying on TikTok, and people are panicking, but at the same time still proud, refusing to turn to the Lord for the wicked of our people, right? So are the paths of all that forget Yahweh, and the hypocrite's hope shall perish, right? And what the Lord said, I shall send him against a hypocritical nation to take the spoil and to tread them down as the mire of the street. You niggas are a bunch of hypocrites, man. All right? Whose hope shall be cut off and whose trust shall be a spider's web. All right? Yeah, your trust is going to trap you. He shall lean upon his house, but it shall not stand. He shall hold it fast, but it shall not endure. So even Esau, man, he's going to lean on his system, man. He's going to trust in his net. He's going to trust into his traps, man. As Scripture says, he's cast into a net by his own feet, man. He's cast into his own trap, man. All right, so anybody that's, Scriptures talk about they that take hold of his side do find death, roughly paraphrasing, man. All right, Scriptures talk about how they made death their friend. Therefore, they were worthy to partake of it, roughly paraphrasing that scripture, man. All right. He is great before the sun, and his branch shooteth forth. All right, that's pretty much it, man. So if you trust in this place, I don't fucking like you, man. That was, the main point of this lesson, man. If you like this place, I don't like you. Because we're ambassadors for Yahweh Shai, as the scripture says, man. We're ambassadors for a kingdom, man. We're ambassadors for the kingdom of heaven, man. And we're here to give this world its terms of surrender. All right? And these are your terms of surrender and submission, whether you like it, love it, or not, And they're going to try to kill the messengers, so that's going to spark war. It's already a war, one realm against another, man. It's like Outworld versus Earth and shit, But hey, look, man, the Lord's about to cast out the prince of this world, man. And you niggas, man, you get to go with him, man. You get to go with him, man. I'm thinking about that movie Sinners, man. It was symbolic, man. You had that fucking devil. They flipped all them niggas. He flipped all the niggas to vampires and shit. And they ended up getting burned up in the end, man. The end. And that's what you niggas could look forward to, man. And I don't fucking like you, man. Just like and I advise brothers to watch the movie The Gremlins, man. It's a very spiritual movie, man. Gizmo represented the elect. And then you had motherfucking the Gremlins, man. They represented the fucking 2/3, man. And they all, spoiler alert. You can, turn it off now. But them niggas got burned up, man. And, the first Gremlin, man. I think the second one as well. But yeah, man. If you like this world, I don't like you, all right? We're enemies, man, in every sense of the word, man. Do not I hate them with perfect hatred, you Israelites that love this world, you get to die with this world, man. We'll see you on the other side, man, and, yeah. Then you'll be good. Then God will love you. Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much what I got. Hope it's edifying. Shalom, Kwame Yasharal, and the Bible Ball.